brother Marines. At this point, at this hour, at this time, at this point, we will continue in the painting stream. And with that, with some little bit of magic. Not magic, that's heresy. Magic is heresy. We will now just magic presto bam. We are now out of our armor. See, wait, but there's also a Space Marine over there dancing. Because Space Marines dance. Hello, Tony. Tony the cat. We can't really see you at this angle, so just chill. Just chill right there. You chill? You got some food in your chill now? Crazy cat. This cat's gonna destroy something again. He's gonna get mad at it. He's gonna get mad and he's gonna destroy something. Because that's what he did last time. So, I don't know. So let's before we start this off, let's do a sound check to anybody that's in here. Voice and music. So what do we got? Oh, we'll get into the range of paints in a bit. We've got a whole selection of paints to be able to. Whoa. Hello. I didn't really realize how close actually the hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. Okay, anyway. Wait, what happened? It looks like the chat is saying sleep can wait, blah blah blah. Why does it just keep repeating that? I can see it right there, and it just keeps repeating the same message over and over again. It's just, yeah, what's going on? Sure are getting a lot of comments on this video. Oh wow, this chat sure is just, look at that chat. It sure is just flying with the comments. That's hilarious. What's even happening here? Maybe if I turn the chat off for a second. I have no idea. Here, let's turn it off for a second. Turn it back on. Okay, so the chat's back on. Let's do like the switch it off, switch it on. Switch it on, switch it off. Sort of IT technique. And let's see, the magic. Let's see. Magic. Magic. Which is heresy. Before we get into this, let's make sure let's iron out all of the flaws before we go into full fail stream mode. Because I'm not too unhappy with the way this is so far. So far nothing has popped up. Like maybe it was because of the timing of it. Wow, that seems a lot closer than I thought it would be. This will be interesting. But I'll be able to go over the full paint range that I have. I mean, I don't really need to go over every single color one by one, but I've got a pretty good range. Let's see. Nothing in it's not coming up in the chat anymore. Why is the chat not coming up? Double click on this and see what's going on here. Oh, there we go. Now it fixed. Somehow it just fixed.
Mr. Jack. Chaos gods can speak clearly now. Mr. Jack. Jackler, is that you? Is Mr. Jack you? Do you have another account? Or is this a new person? I don't mean to be dismissive if you're a new person, but is that just you? Come on, be straight with me. Is it spamming again? Why is the chat doing that? Here, so I'm gonna get rid of the stream again, turn it back on. It doesn't seem to be spamming just yet, but that's just gonna jinx it, isn't it? How's the sound at least? Like, is the music too loud? Is the voice level too loud? How's the sound check on that one? Jack 1 and Jack 2. How's the sound on Jack 1 and Jack 2? Sounds okay. Alright. So I guess with that in mind, then I keep wanting to look this way at the TV, but I'm gonna have to kind of get used to looking at the camera when my camera's normally over there. Jack used multiply, yeah. So I'm going to go get my paint containers. I've got my brushes, actually. Here's my whole display of brushes. I've got all different sizes of them and stuff. I kind of like using detail brushes a lot, so I'm gonna have to get some larger brushes for some tanks and things like that, but I mean, I've managed without them. I say hello from Russia. I say hello. Well, hello, Mr. Jack. Hello. And okay, now the stream is either catching up or is it spamming? I can't read what it says there. I can't read that. All around the world. It looks like the stream is spazzing out again. Or at least the chat is spazzing out again. Well, whatever. We'll just have the...
Even though the warp may be corrupting the chat that appears upon the screen, just remember that what you see is a lie.
Okay, like, what does that say? I've got to, like, put this down. Now it's just spamming Mr. Worldwide. Why does it keep doing that? Here, let's try going over to the other chat, where normally it's not bugged at all, so we're going to go to live scene. Now, normally this chat is fine, but let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's just as bugged, hey? Why would that happen? to Google. We'll figure it out there. YouTube stream chat spam glitch? I hope it's a glitch. How to crash anyone's live stream chat spammer version 1. So what's I can't find out what the problem is. I can only kind of like turn on and off the chat, but it seems to be messed up no matter where we're going there. Don't know what the deal is with that one. That's kind of disappointing. That for some reason now the chat's all fucked up. Okay. Thanks, whatever did that. So we're going to have our paint display area section made ready. Okay, so wait, let's just see. I'm going to move these out of the way. And let's get this into... I just want to make sure. So that's where kind of the camera's pointed. So I'm going to kind of keep that there. So what we're going to be painting, because I'm not sure what kind of time I'm really working on. Like this is just kind of like a first time test, which seems to be working out great thanks to the chat. So I know this one's kind of dusty, and I mean obviously it doesn't have any washes done to it, which I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing any washes, because I kind of want to do all those all at once for everything. But I mean really, who cares? I don't know. But this is going to be, let's see if I can get a better focus on that. There we go. So this is a Mark 6 Bloodhound Space Marine. So you can see where the helmet will have the quad pattern. They'll have the elbow pad on this one. They don't have the wrist trim, so that's one thing that's different about them from the later on Marines. But they do still have the forearm bit being black on one side, and then the elbow bit being black on the other side, and then the pattern for the legs, which is different than the Mark 7 pattern, which has a split helmet instead of the quad helmet. And then as you can see with the way that the legs work, it will change the way that the leg pattern is. But you'll see where in the arms, you'll see where that middle section is where that gets matched. And then the difference on this one is that, and that on this side, let's pick this guy up. No fallen brother we left behind. There's a wrist trim on the newer Marines, so there's a wrist, so that's the only real difference with that. And then the backpacks will be, I guess, kind of the same in that sense, where they'll be split with a silver top. So that's what. So we're going to be painting this Marine and getting him to look like this Marine here. So, if you're not familiar, these are the 1988 plastic kit Space Marines. So these were the first plastic kit Space Marines. Because before that, they were all single-piece lead or pewter models. So, a little bit of, I guess, a history bit for that. So, I'm going to put this model here just to kind of have him as a, what do I want to say? As a reference, so that way I'm getting all the markings correct. And, oh, I need to get the paint still. Right now it is 12:34. 12:30. So yeah, 12:30. So just you're 8 hours ahead. So here's the two paint containers I have. They're just dollar store containers that I've just stored all my paints into. So we're gonna have lots of different options, but really what we're gonna be doing is just working with some, I want to say Chaos Black, but I guess now it's called Abaddon Black, or something. What's it called now? Abaddon Black. Is this even the right one? Because I've got a few of them. I don't think that's the right one. That's the one. So, I'm probably going to want to still pull out a small palette. Oh, you're triggered by the Chaos Black, eh? Well, too bad! Bring that to your safe space. You don't have cover from these sick burns. There's no cover save that's going to protect you from getting triggered here. Alright, so we're gonna just use like a Tupperware lid as the palette. So that's where I'm gonna be doing the mixing of the paint. The mixing of the paints! Which really is just going to be the Abaddon Black, which we've got here. And... come here, you stupid thing. Do I have any left in here? I have... It dried up, really, wow. That's funny. A little bit of... Lamian Medium. This stuff... Oh, this stuff is brilliant. So, we're going to get some, we're going to get some of that in there. Let's see, we haven't got lots of room. Let's maybe move this a bit up here. So we can have a little bit of that palette. You need a little bit of that palette on frame. You know, so you can see that little bit of like a dip, 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 dip. You know? Just so like that little bit of your senses is like, oh yeah, the paint it's getting dipped into. Alright, so now we got all of our brushes here, so we're gonna have to select a brush. And we're not gonna need anything too major. Like, I've got some GW brushes here, which they're expensive. Of course, they're not really the greatest. They're not always the greatest. Some of them are nice brushes. They feel comfortable on the hand, and that's... I mean, like, is that really important? I sometimes find so, because if you want to have a comfortable grip on your brush, and even if it's just like a smooth wooden brush, but sometimes just the ergonomics of it can be nice. But if you can find a nice substitute brush, like army painter brushes are nice. They're usually in this nice red color sort of thing. But it's not like that makes a big difference. So the brush is red, I'll paint it faster. But I find the army painter brushes, for the price, are decent quality. So if you maintain them, you'll have a brush that's nearly in my opinion, the same as a GW brush for a fraction of the price. Oh, this spam, yeah. Nurgle, help me. Alright, so let's... Oops. Let's get some of this underhanging black paint there. We're going to put that on the palette. We're going to get a little bit more. And we're just going to make a nice little happy cloud right there. I have a question. Well, you made your Space Marine helmet by yourself? I did not make my Space Marine helmet by myself. No, I had help from a friend of mine who did most of the cutting and he did the cutting and the gluing of the helmet. I did the electronics in the helmet and some of the additional support on the inside to be able to grip my head better, essentially. So I suppose one could say it was a team effort. So we're just going to add some of this medium, and I'm just going to be doing it kind of carefully with the brush rather than... Sometimes I just kind of just pour it in, but I'm just going to be a bit more careful. And then you just want to mix it in with the paint that you have on your palette. Now, this medium is going to keep this paint from drying out on the palette, and it'll make it nice and thin to spread out onto the model. I forget what design it was. I think I made it what was it? The selection for the helmet was more based off of the original 88. Was more based off of the model that we're painting today than some of the more modern versions of the same thing. So I'm gonna just start with the shoulder pad here. I could use a little bit more light. This is pretty dark. Even have another light bulb or something. Just let me know if all of a sudden I'm not even painting on camera. Because the light, that's one thing I'm gonna have to work on. This lighting is terrible. I'm gonna need like another light bulb or something. Oh, wait. Kind of catching myself right there. I'm wondering. I guess I do have another light. Sorry, I must go now. See you later. Good luck with the painting. Oh, well, thanks for checking it out. I only just kind of figured out how to solve the light problem right now, unfortunately, but whatever. So, thanks for checking that out. If you like this and you want to see me finish this up, or you want to see me do more shit, I don't know, hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell. There's the Discord you can check out in the About section, or there should be either that or a link in the description. I know you're just kind of seeing just like a shit video with nothing happening in it, but, you know, if you want to help out and you want to donate to help get, you know, more paints and brushes and models and things to show on the channel, there's a donation link. There's lots of videos. Check me out. Check out Epic Narrator and Nav's Hobby Corner. And let's get some painting done. So, now we're going to do this part right here. Right here. Might have thinned the paint maybe a bit too much. And then, might as well, just because of the area I'm at, just go for the bolter as well. And just a few coats, eh? No, but I'm going to want to get that to have a nice clean black color, because I don't want to have any transparency on it. I don't want to do a dry brush over top of just the metal layer. I want it to have a certain design if possible. Let's get just one more. Because I did do this maybe a little bit too thin. And again, I'm pretty sure that I might be removing the layer underneath. And that could be what the problem is there. There's some easy areas just to go for, like the feet. I find that this pattern is less complicated on the Mark 6. When it gets to the Mark 7, all of a sudden it's just kind of like, oh man. And then when you start combining the two, have them help you. Okay, so I'm going to need a little bit more black paint on the palette there. I might have gone a little bit overboard with the medium, and I made it a little bit too thin. So that's probably why I didn't quite get the amount of pigment on there that I was wanting. And I think it was in the second and third coats there. I think it started just taking off the uppermost layer because of the amount of medium that I had mixed in, which that can happen. where you're just painting over and over and over again on the same spot, and it's like you're moving paint rather than adding any paint. Alright. Now, add a little bit of that medium again. Not nearly as much as last time. There we go. So, Mr. Jack, if you took off, who's watching? Somebody's watching. Alright, let's get this bolter finished up. That looks a lot better. It might be because it's going on top of the other layer, but let's see, let's put it in. Oh no, that's just a way better mix. It was way too thin on that first mix. So I wouldn't be surprised if it, over time, if that layer there would just kind of come off from contact with the model. So I'm gonna have to give it probably another layer with, I don't know what to call it, like a truer paint. And that's just got more pigment in it, I suppose. Astartes. Defenders unchallenged in battle, Astartes. I had a lot of trouble before. I just moved the paint around instead of putting more on. And I thought it before good. Yeah, it might have just been a little bit too much medium that was stripped, that was taking the paint off that you were trying to put on. So it just kind of ends up in just endlessly adding paint, which goes nowhere. Yeah, I'm not spamming your chat like that. No, I know, it's been, I don't know what's been going on. It's been happening. I don't know why it's been happening. It's funny. Jeez, wow, Nikki, you've never commented this much in the chat before. Wait, no, it's not on flame, it's not. Okay. I'm gonna need to figure out like a better station for this so that way I can have it done more comfortably and actually get it done at the right angles and everything. Well, Max, you never talk as much on your channel. I've talked way more than this on my channel before. I've talked, I've danced, and I have singed. Except for grammatically correctly stated. Okay, let's finish up this boot on the other end. And I can even, it doesn't matter if I'm getting it on the base at all, because the base is just primed red, so that's going to be probably painted with like a few different layers of different browns. And then there's a lag between the send comment when you yeah, I know. I'm not sure if that's something on my end that I need to change or not, but that's something that may be fixable in the future. Maybe there can be less of a lag between the chat and the stream. Because at one point I did have on a delay, I had which was like a 10 or 15 second delay, and the reason I had that is because it put less stress on the computer while I was doing the streaming. But it seemed to just kind of cause too many problems in the end as well for doing the live stream. We're gonna get this ammo pack or magazine or whatever this is. Get that in black. Oh no! Got some on his butt there. Just wipe that off. There we go. Easy to clean. There, now it's not a. Now he's no longer got some there. All right. So that's kind of that leg pattern mostly done on that one. Now he's got to put the black on this one, on the shin guard, on the opposite side. And bearing in mind that this is the pattern for Mark 6 Corvus pattern. Or rather, this is the, like, actually, no, I mean, that's kind of fair, but I mean, like, there are certain other versions that have, I think, the greaves. I'm not sure if the knee pads were just the greaves, or at this exact moment, I'm not exactly certain if there was a greave pattern for one of the other previous versions, but so this is essentially the greaves pattern. And then, yeah, depending on what kind of helmet that the Marine's wearing, it'll change the pattern. Or did I get some on his beak there? Oh, it's fine, though, because it's on the right side, so I don't have to get it off. I don't have to clean it off there. Anyways, you know, I'm definitely past my bedtime, so just wanted to pop on to say goodnight. So, good night. Oh, well, thanks for showing up. Thanks for spamming the chat, apparently. Jeez. So, okay, now we've just got to get, I guess, the helmet pattern. Might as well, because we've already apparently started. Okay. Got a little bit of water on the brush there. No, wait, how can I get that in frame? Okay. Side in. Now you can do the lens. I mean, really you're going to want to do that in blue later, so it might cause some issues with the tones. Getting the under part, getting the part like the chin, let's just call it, that's going to be the tough part. I think I got it. Really the difficult part, though, is trying to keep the line straight, as well as not crossing it over into the other quadrant of the helmet, let's just call it.
Tributary emperor commands his proud sons.
I think I've got most of the pattern down on there. So what I would need next is some more black paint, because that's apparently already done. And then we'll do the backpack. And then these ones didn't have this done when I painted this one, but I'm going to be painting these studs black first and then painting them with silver. Make sure to clean your brush. There's the twist method and the twist and shake. It's getting late. So now I just need to get just a little bit more. Did I like pre-mix this? I forget. I think I might have. Too much paint on the brush there. And you don't want to have any water there at the top of the metal. I'm just going to pluck out the best I can. These studs. It might not do the greatest job, but that's fine. Because if there's a black around the silver, it helps emphasize the difficulty is on these old ones. Is that these studs weren't really the most profound thing. So I mean, like, I could probably be using, like, sure, I could have used a smaller brush. I could have used a different mix. That should be good. And then that'll be something I can just add some silver to after. Now I do want to make sure that I have a nice finish on this helmet, though. Because that's what I kind of ran out of paint. So I just want to make sure that that has a nice, nice layer. The bolter could use a little bit. Just that one more layer, just to try to get it to like a true black there. Because I'm going to be going for that kind of black rifle with silver trim look for them. That's kind of the the typical look. I'm not sure if that's actually quite meeting properly at the right spot. Let's see. Yeah, it looks much better. Okay, so now for the backpack. So let's turn our test marine around here. So we're going to paint these exhaust trims. Let's get rid of the water that's on the brush there. It's not even on frame. Jeez. Oh no! Wait, did I get it on the right side? Ah, nah. let's clean that up. Water, brush, quickly, just turn it into a wash. Okay. Let's try to dry it off. Get that off of there. Okay, let's not do that again. Okay, so let's get this exhaust. This is awkward. I'm trying to balance, like, having it be visible to the camera and have it be visible to me. It's impossible. You can't do this task. How have you even managed to do this stream for the last hour and not take a bong rip? Wait a second. I don't even think this is the real Slathe. How did he manage to do this? This is clearly fake Slathe. And now I'm sitting here by myself, talking to myself. No, that's chaos theory. This top, kind of like these metal bars that go against the top of the backpack. On the more modern marines, there would be kind of like a plate up there. But in this case, let's see. There's like a grill, I suppose, or so we're gonna be painting that silver, so that's why I'm kind of just making it black now, and then just gonna finish off the rest of the backpack. So this, I'm probably just gonna want to go right down the middle, and it's a lucky thing. I'll add a little bit of water to my paint here because it's kind of dying. Come on, paint. I'm gonna need some more pigment because that paint was dying there. But we're almost there, so let's see. We almost got all the pattern on. Just need to get that backpack pattern finished. And then there's a few spots like on, you'll notice like there's like the belt. On this one at least has some trim, and then there's like those chest pieces. Those are also going to be needing to get some black so that way they can get the silver. But So we will now have to go into that. Oh, so we got somebody.
Welcome to the stream, brother. We are painting a Mark 6 Bloodhound Space Marine.
New to the channel. Quick question: how much does one of these models cost? Like one of, and just ignore the fact that it's spamming on screen. It's been some kind of glitch. Don't worry about that. How much does one of these models cost? Do you mean like a Space Marine like this? Let's just say. How much does one of these Space Marines cost? Well, and forgive me, because I think I'll just take a quick break then. I'll take a quick smoke break. Normally you get these models in like boxes of 5 or 10. And they will cost maybe for the box of for like a box of 10 of them, let's just say, of those ones, it might cost like $40, $50. I don't know. I'm talking about, this is in Canadian dollars as well. It'll depend on where you are and what you're exactly getting, because there's going to be different boxes. Like it's hard to actually say how much per model something is, when one model here might cost $50 and then 10 models here might cost something else. Alvaro, David, Loiza, Orduz. I probably said all of that horribly. Don't worry about the spam in the chat. That's in the on-screen chat. It's some kind of weird glitch that's been happening, so don't worry, it's not you. It's either something on my end or it's something on YouTube's end. I don't know what's going on there. It could be Streamlabs, could be something bugged up, and this is what's happening now as a result. But yeah, it's if you're new to the channel, this is mostly, it was intended to be mostly a Warhammer 40,000. I should talk to the camera. It was intended to be a mostly Warhammer 40,000 channel originally. The first couple of videos being lightsabers, though, so again, but it was going to be about Warhammer videos, rules. I was going to be talking about that, playing games and stuff with me and a friend. And then it kind of morphed into many more things, but lately I've been doing a lot more 40K. This is just my first time doing a painting stream, so I'm just kind of testing the waters for that one, just to see if there's, I guess, an audience or an interest in painting streams, or people wanting to know how to paint my chapter. That's kind of it, I guess, and it's just and also just to get some motivation to actually paint, because I've got a bad habit of not painting. Do you make your own suit? I was involved in some of the final build. I was involved in the design and some of the final build, the painting, the electronics, and a lot of the extra accessories for the suit. I didn't do the cutting and gluing of the foam. I didn't make the templates or cut or glue the foam. Hold on, I'm gonna check the Discord here. Oh, we got a new person in the Discord. Well, welcome to the chapter, brother. Now, where's Streamlabs? Bloodraven? No. I'm a Bloodhound. Bloodhound! Don't you see in the title?
In the title, it says Bloodhounds. We are not the Blood Ravens. We, the Bloodhounds, were created in 2001 and the Blood Ravens can lick our sweaty balls because we are cooler than they are, but they got a video game.
Star. I'm Astar, a robot. I can put my arm back on. You can't, so play safe. After this smoke. After a smoke and a bong rip, I'm probably gonna go back to finishing this up. Because what are we on now? Just over an hour? So I'm probably gonna keep this up. I'm gonna... Just saw now. You just saw it now? No, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I was just giving you a hard time. But I'm probably going to keep this under 2 hours. Or wait. What time is it now? 1:15. So I may have like 45 minutes to wrap this up. That's plenty of time to get this done. To get one Marine done in 2 hours, that'd be terrible. That'd be terrible timing. I will go to the Discord when I learn more about Warhammer 40k. I started approaching at the beginning for Warhammer Fantasy and special roleplay sessions in Total War. Okay. Do you like fantasy more, or do you like that spamming chat? I mean, of course I see it, but it's like, jeez, come on. It's funny.
This will be forever remembered as the day that happened. Hopefully it doesn't happen forever. And it gets solved, like, immediately ever after forever.
But yeah, do you like Warhammer 40k, or do you like Warhammer Fantasy more, or do you like them both equally? And Total War is an awesome game. I play Total War. I do play Total War. I play Medieval 2 Total War. Okay. So let's line that up. Let's line up one of these. But I don't know, 40k. I think your question... or wait, whose question was it? I don't know, it was Blake's question. I like both, but you know the grim dark stuff will pull me harder to the 40k side. Yeah. Yeah, it gets you, hey?
The Bloodhound's chapter backstory has been described very much as a Greek tragedy.
So I'm guessing you like 40k stuff, though. Are you just getting into it, or have you been into it for a while and you're just kind of learning about the expanded lore? What would you say? Where are you fitting in the 40k or the Warhammer or the tabletop, or even just the Games Workshop, or I guess now it's called Warhammer world? Where do you fit in there? Excuse me. See, I myself, I'm mostly on the 40k side of things. Fantasy was cool. I like some of the models in the fantasy range, but then it's kind of like, do you like using them for 40k? Yeah. Need to shake this up. Just give it a little shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your paint pot. Shake your paint pot. That's lame. That should be plenty. And there's not too much more, and I'm pretty sure this is already pre-mixed. I'm fairly certain that I've pre-mixed this black with some medium. Because I'm looking at the amount of medium I have, and it's like, you know, I have a surprising amount of not a lot in this bottle, and I don't remember actually using a lot of it. I remember, like, I got the medium to save some of my paints, which is, there's a money saver right there. Let's say you have a bunch of old paints where, you know, they might be drying out, you know, they're getting kind of thick. You add some of that medium into the pot or into the bottle, whichever kind of paint you have. As long as it's the right type of, so I'm not sure if it's acrylic, but it, you know, as long as it's the right type of like model paint, then that medium is going to, I'd want to say, like, it's going to rejuvenate your dried out paints. If it's a rock and it's like a sponge or whatever, you might not be getting it back. You know, there is a certain point of no return sort of thing that can happen. Okay, so that's backpack done. I think everything's pretty much done. I'm just going to do, I think, a little bit of a final coat. So I'm going to do that second coat on some of these areas, just to make sure that I have a non-transparent layer. Welcome to my non-transparent layer. Nice channel, see you later. We'll post some video about the new miniatures. I have to go to sleep recently to get accepted in a graduate program in the US. My future advisor showed me an article on the theme, and I'll develop. Take care. Well, thanks for checking it out. Yeah, I'll paint. I paint modern models as well. I mean, me doing this tonight, doing this right now, was just a test, just to see if you know, if I could have it. Essentially, if I could do it, this type of stream. Oh, and I was wanting to see, you know, was there an audience for this? Do people actually want to see this? I know I kind of picked a bad time. I picked like midnight to start. You know, beautiful time. Brilliant choice. I got a little bit of that wrong boot there. Okay, so I think there's probably a few other spots I want to make sure I get a second coat on. Like, I want to make sure I get it on the areas like the shoulder. So I don't get like a transparent layer there. I don't want to have anything where like the red is showing underneath. So that's why it's important to do multiple coats, but to do them thin. I mean, some areas, I mean, like, really I don't have to do this box, because I'm going to be probably... The box could probably just be dry brushed with just like a silver. So I don't really need to, but I mean, still, I don't want to leave any red, because that actually looks terrible. If you have... I just bought my first models, and I'm ready to paint them. Oh, what's going on, John Pruitt? What models did you get, and what kind of anxiety do you, or what kind of precaution, or I don't know what to say. I don't know what the word I want to say is there. You said you're a little worried, so what is worrying you, my son? Okay, so I think we got the pattern on. So right, with that, I think we can move on to another color. So I'm going to first want to clean out the water, because I don't want to have any sort of cross-contamination of black paint with the different colors, so I'll be right back. I just got the Vanguard Space Marines, and I'm just bad at art. Well, you're bad at art. Well, I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, art is art. I'm not sure if one can be bad at art. I think that really you can learn. There's always room for improvement to learn different techniques. And planning on playing Raven Guard. Okay, well that shouldn't be too difficult. I could probably help you out with that, with getting Raven Guard. They're not going to be too difficult to do, but I'm going to be right back. So if you have any other questions, just post them in the chat. I'll be right back. I'm going to clean out this water. Now, was there anything... Oh, there was a few spots that I was missing. There was the belt, and then there was those chest cables. So we still got one more thing to do in black before going to another color, actually. So we're back in black. Oi, you waste of a Marine. What's up, Knives? You're always welcome here, Knives. Alright, so we are just finishing up... We finished up the pattern on this Marine here. So he has all of the pattern down. I know it might not be perfectly messed up. It might not be perfectly... what do I want to say here? Focused. And also, don't worry about the weird spam of the chat. That seems to be a glitch that's been happening the entire stream. So, yeah. Alright, so we're going to get this belt spot. And then there is those, like, chest straps. This elbow looks like it could use a little bit. Am I even on frame? I'm not. Okay. Awesome painting stream. You know, your model's not even in the picture. Okay, can we even get it in? I think I can see it. I think I'm gonna have to take it off of this thing. I can't see. I might have done that a little bit sloppy, but I guess I got it in there. I'm a little bit sloppy, but I got it in there. How many times have you been able to say that? Probably enough. Probably enough times. Okay, so I need to... This seems to be drying out pretty quick for some reason. Maybe because I've got the fan and an AC going on right now. You know, beautiful. And they're both pointed at in this direction, so yeah. Brilliant. That also silver chest thing? No, the chest thing is red. I think there's one of those under it. I can't even really see it on this one. I'm not sure if I can reach it, so I think I can... I can't see it. It doesn't exist. Although this paint, because I just added some water to it because it was drying out there. It's going on a bit thin. But I could still add some silver to that and it should be fine. So here's where we are at now. And here is where we should be at roughly by the end. And bear in mind that this end product here, it doesn't have any wash added to it. A lot of my models don't have any wash added to it just yet, like all over it. All of the Primaris ones do, but because that's a smaller batch. So I am just kind of waiting until I have a decent enough batch of regular Marines. Then I'm planning on giving them a wash. I mean, like I could do one, but I mean it would just be it would annoy me that there would be like there's that one that has all of the stuff done. Okay, so we got the belt part, belt part thing. I think we're good. There might just be one little last thing here. Can I get me scrape off any paint there? It's right there. There we go. Good enough. Oh, a pimp sandwich. You like the pattern, eh? So here is... So yeah, this is the Mark 6 pattern, because the pattern is slightly different when it gets to Mark 7. So if there's somebody... So if you have mixed armor, kind of like Slathe. Slathe has mixed armor, where it's mostly Mark 7 with a Mark 6 helmet. So that kind of gives a big difference in the way it would look. So this is, so I'll get rid of this one. So here's the Mark 6. And then this is the way that the Mark 7 pattern looks. So instead of, you'll notice that, first off, you'll probably notice the helmet is split rather than quad. And then there's the legs, which is the other thing that's the big thing to notice, is that, you know, with the different, with there not being greaves, the pattern changes dramatically. And then on the newer Marines, they have that wrist guard. So that wrist guard gets painted also in black. But for the most part, everything else will remain the same. The backpack will be the same. The shoulders will be the same. The right arm, that'll be the same. Like the elbow pad, all that'll be the same. But, you know, there's those differences. So now, I guess we are going to want to go to... We could either do silver or blue at this point. Blue would be the eyes. So I think that we might want to just do the silvers, because there's just not too much... Oh, there's one spot where the black didn't go on quite thick enough. There wasn't quite enough pigment. So I'm just going to just take a little bit of finishing touch here. Where was it? I needed it right there. Right next to that magazine. Okay. And now I just noticed, right there, I've got a little bit of like a black streak right there on there. You know what? I could clean it up, but you know what? I'll give him battle damage. I'll put a little silver streak down the center of it, so it'll be a scrape. Good inspiration for your army. Oh, that's awesome. Let it be a warning. What? The red is the blood of traitors. But see, you're wanting to play Raven Guard, you were saying, right? So that's going to be black and white. So that should be fairly easy. You could do a black spray, and then work up to for the shoulder pads. I think it's shoulder pads. I forget how Raven Guard are painted. For the white parts, you just build it up from a gray paint gradually, but you know, leaving some of the inner details. And then from there, it's just getting your way up to the white color. And let's see, do I have any silver in here? Yes. What is this? Gun Metal by Game Color. So instead of, you know, it'll be in a bottle dropper instead of a paint pot, like in the Games Workshop product. And I find that these ones have a lot more pigment in them. Or no, is it? No, these ones have more medium in it, I think. They have more medium in it already. Okay, that's plenty. Alright, let's see, let's just show it. That is plenty of paint. For when you're doing like a single model, that you don't need more than that on your palette at one time. Otherwise, you run the risk of really painting a lot of waste. Yeah, well, actually, sure, you paint a lot of waste. Okay, so I'm gonna put my example Marine right here. Here's example Marine. He's going into somewhere that's pretty risky. And now we're going to want to get some silver in the same kind of... And I'm just using the same brush this whole time. I'm using just like the... What is this, a base coat? This is an old brush too. So I'm going to want to... What do I want to do? There's this little ring here at the top. Let's try to focus it. Oh. Come on. Good enough. Ring here. No, maybe been a bit much, but a wash will fix that up. And then there seems to be some kind of bar here at the top. We're just wanting that part to be silver. Then we're going to want the muzzle, the part underneath that to be silver. And I'm not one of those, you gotta drill your barrels. I don't care. Once again, that can be fixed up in a wash. One that I might not be doing yet. Okay. Okay, so now some of the other areas that need to get silver, like the backpack and the shoulders. Now, I'm gonna think that this time it's gonna be a lot easier and a lot better looking than than the last time I had done it. Oh, that's way out of focus. Because the last time I just did the silver right on top of the red, and that just, that looks terrible. So, with the black undercoat, I think that these shoulder studs are going to look a lot better. And what I want to do is I just want to pluck them. So the spots that I made. Spots that I made silver. I just want to pluck them so that way there's still going to be some black showing around it. Alright, so that's those. Can I get this thing to focus just once? Okay. For loyalist chapters that I don't mind bending the codex a bit. No one's joining Corn. Even if you love those cornflakes. Corn berserkers. Part of this complete breakfast. I made a joke video like that years ago. Where like I might want to make another, like, come back to that one, because in the other one, like, it's clearly it's so hokey because there's no milk in the bowl. Nobody eats cereal with no milk in the bowl. Well, I mean, they do, but I mean, that's not how you eat a bowl of cereal. So I might need to remake the Corn Berserkers cereal video. And then actually have, like, a setup with, like, the bowl and some stuff to go with it. It's part of this complete breakfast. Oh, I should have done the same with the studs in the back. Like, I suppose it's not too late and I could still do it. Just gonna add just a little bit of silver to these vents. shoulder. These chest straps, I guess. Cables. Those plucked out.
The God Emperor demands milk. And tacos.
And then the top part of the backpack. So let's go across them like this. So that way that middle part gets kind of skipped. Right here, we're going to paint this like a happy little bush. That's going to be our little secret. Okay. I do want to catch the edge of it. I don't want to lose that and have it just on the top. I want to have it be seen from that side. Because there's like a little bit of a raise. Infused milk with...
Wait, iron-infused milk is the staple of every Marine's diet. Every box comes with a free bolter. That's a lot of cereal.
Okay, so... See, now there's these studs down the center of it, which I think I might want to just pull all like the black paint just to do a little bit of just a touch on each one of those studs. So then I can do the same thing as I did on here, and it would just look a lot better than if I were to just do the silver on top of the red. Because silver on top of red just, it just looks like garbage. Okay, so... got a little bit of this black.
Max, why did you say it like that?
I don't know. Felt right. It's like Dark Link, you know? Dark Link is just Link in every way, but he's Link, but he's also black. That's like what? What's his name? He made all those songs. Something with Mega Man with lyrics. Easter Egg? Was that his name? Bald guy. What's his name? He was a bald guy, and he made all these. He made all these like Nintendo. What if this had lyrics videos? And in the Legend of Zelda one. Whatever. Go watch it. Don't leave the video though. Watch it later. Watch it another time when you're not watching me. Stay here. Oh, wait. I'm, like, not painting under the thing. Paint under the thing. Oh, man, that's so uncomfortable. But whatever, this is just a test, so... you learn better from mistakes than you do from success. And that's why, you know, so trial and error, just see what works, what doesn't work. And I'm also getting a Space Marine painted. Sweet.
Astartes.
What time is it now? 10:02. Get a little bit more of this silver paint.
Have you seen Slathe? He needs all of the cereal.
Yeah. I'm skinny. I need what is it? It's like, have you ever seen Slathe? He's so skinny. They invented he needs a sandwich cereal. Okay, not the cleanest job on these back studs here, but let's see if we can get a shot of that. Not the cleanest job, but we can compare it to the not even attempted to even be done job on the other model, and I still think that looks way better. The thing I'm worried about most about painting my army is the metal or gold highlighting seems tricky. It depends on what method you go for. Gold and metal highlighting just maybe requires 2 colors of gold or 2 colors of silver or whatever you want, and then a wash maybe. And then for golds, I would actually suggest using is this it? For gold, I would suggest using Reichland Flesh Shade over using Agrax Earthshade. Use Flesh Shade, it makes the gold just perfect. It's perfect. You have to see it to believe it. You have to see it. It's hard to really explain properly. So I think there might be a couple spots that I might, yeah, because I think I might. I like the clean look, so I think I might want to clean up some of these. Then I have to pull out a red. That's just like what? Red and then the blue, and then I think this is pretty much done. So we're going to pull out our handy dandy Mephiston red. That would be this one we have right here. Once again, we're not going to need much, because this time I'm not sure if I'm really going to even be thinning it. Let's just pop a little bit down there, that's good. And then just try to put the rest back in. Probably not going to work, probably wasn't even a good idea to do. It gives the gold a nice rosy color. And what I've done for highlighting gold in the past is, yeah, I would use 2 different golds. I would want to make sure that they're similar enough gold, because sometimes just because they're 2 different golds doesn't mean that they'll actually match in the right way that you're wanting it to, as like a highlight. So you need to be kind of aware of what kind of golds. I just realized that I'm not doing this on the camera, and also that this is probably the red I just put on there to correct that mistake on the back is probably the correct red. Because I don't know if this, because I think this was like a rescued model, so I think some of the red on here is going to be kind of in the funky zone of the color it should be. Just a quick red over of everything, just to give it some of the proper color and a little bit of random variability here. Put some of it everywhere. Yeah, this will be the true color of red that I'm wanting to have it. Or at least a truer color of red that I'm wanting it to be. Because it's kind of... It kind of went on pale. Or not really pale, but faded. Is that even... Pale and faded, are they synonymous? Oh well. Well, that... wait, let's make sure we get the helmet to be... I don't want the helmet to also be like... Well, I'm funky different. Is just the brand I bought, but does your glue stain the model? What do you mean by stain the model? Describe the symptoms you're having, and perhaps I will... Here is Dr. Slathe. The doctor is in. Oh, the doctor is in. And discolors it, goes from the normal gray to a lighter almost white. You might be adding a lot of super glue if you're getting super glue condensation on your models. Like if you're getting a lot of white and... Does it change the plastic to be another color? Because I've not heard of getting stained by super glue before. Although there could be, like, I don't know if condensation would be the right word either, but you can get kind of like the super glue fumes, kind of, I guess maybe stained might be the right word. It'll be kind of like a white stain, and it will also have a texture to it, which will be kind of flaky. Okay. I would want to say that we're done with the red, cleaning that up. So, for the most part, I want to say this model is done, comparing it to the original. Then again, there's... I mean, this one's also, like, brighter and stuff like that, but it doesn't really matter too much on the exact tone in that case. Considering they're all going to get washes in the end. So oh wait, I guess there's that little clip there. I gotta give that little clip something. So I'll probably just do that and quick thing of silver. And I think I'm gonna wrap this up. Once over. Using plastic specific glue, it melts the model in those places to create a solid joint, which may result in discoloration. Oh yeah, that's, oh yeah, yeah. So I use super glue usually, but it would have to be very carefully applied. Yeah. Plastic glue can, I have seen that, actually. Now that you're thinking, now that you, yeah, thank you Pimp Sandwich for jumping up onto that one. Okay, so yeah, this looks like it's pretty much done. I guess there's just the eyes left, and then that's that. And then washes will come later at one point, but for now, for a washless, I think that's not terrible. Because I'm not sure if I want to do the base and all that. But then again, if I'm gonna do the base and all that, I might as well do a wash and all that. So, go for broke. So let's get our blues. I've got the blues. Just make me my KD. I've got the blues. So we're gonna use 2 different blues. I think this is Game Colors Aquamarine. I forget which one this one. It's blue. Shit. I should probably. I don't know how to shake the paint without somebody being able to easily take that frame. Okay. That's way too much. It just kind of came out of the bottle. All right. Way too much blue paint, but whatever. I will survive. I will survive. As long as I know how to love. Let's get this finished. So yeah, what does everybody play? What armies does everybody play in the game? Or what do you collect? What got you into 40k? And if anyone can remember, because I know there's sometimes things just kind of happen so long ago and you don't remember. Does anyone remember what brought you to my channel? Let's see if I can get that more on frame. Okay, now I think that just needs to have a little bit of a lighter blue. That's a lot of blue there. That's gonna probably just go to waste. Oh well. That sucks. We'll just have to be carefuler with the lighter blue. And have it not do that. No! Okay, these things kind of suck sometimes. Startees got me into the hobby, and I was looking for 40k stuff, and I ran across your Slathe reaction to 9th edition, and went, this is where I want to be. She was shot in the face?
She was shot in the hand.
was probably way too much of that. Didn't have any control over that. Oh, it's because there's like a bunch of water that's in the bristles. That's not good. That's never good. This brush is getting beaten up. I put way too much of that in there. Or did I? I'm wondering. Oh yeah, I think it went down, bled down onto that little lip there, so I need to fix that. I found your channel through your cosplay. Was it like the shoulder check, arm check? Or there was one of my recent videos, I suppose, where it was like, these are my new cosplay videos. I want to try to make some more videos with that. That could be fun. Make some like skits or something. I'm not sure what I would do though. You know, it's like I don't know, just do anything. Like go to the grocery store. There we go. Let's clean that up a little bit. That was a little bit overzealous with the blue there, so let's just clean that up. That's looking better. I got unlucky when I decided to join the hobby because I bought the books and my Marines and the trailer for 9th edition dropped. Oh, well, if, you know, a friend of mine, she was an ex-girlfriend of mine, but she's still cool. She got me the 8th edition book. I had the 8th edition book, and then there was the second 8th edition book for Space Marines. And then, like, a few months later, yeah, 9th edition. Oh, and it dropped. But then they were saying that you can use your books from 8th edition in 9th edition. And then it kind of got me thinking, well, sure you can, and why can't you, like, you could even use your older 9th edition books. You could probably use, it doesn't even have to be the most recent one. I mean, if it's functional with the game, you're fine. I'm sure that tournament players are going to give a stink about anything that's breaking their status quo and their norm. And that blue shows up a little bit through this flax, so I need to give that another layer. Yeah, the 8th edition codexes, from the way that they're marketing 9th edition, they should be compatible with 9th edition. So yeah, like, really, I would say then any 8th edition codex should be fine. Oh yeah, just a bruh moment. Yeah, I know, I get you. I totally get you there. Bro, I totally get you. I totally get you. There we go. We could probably give this guy a wash and then do the base and... See, I don't usually make a habit of washing my models unless it's like a one-off. If I have a bunch of rank and file troopers, I want to do all the washes all at the same time. But I suppose I can break habit. Maybe it'll work better. Where is my wash? There it is. Agrax Earthshade. Let's shake some of that up. Let's add some Agrax Earthshade to our model. Now I'm going to try to use this sparingly because I usually have a bad habit of using way too much liquid skill, and then it gets a little bit too dark and it kind of ruins it. What do you mean it gets too dark and it ruins it, Slathe? Jeez, cancel Slathe. Need more of this Agrax Earthshade. Oh, I need more. I need it everywhere. I just need to bathe in it. I just need to absorb it into my body so we can expel it. Okay. So now we just need to put on just a little bit more here, there, and the other. Get some on the bolter on those spots that needed a little bit of it. I think like mostly the magazine is what's gonna need it there. And then oh, and then the chest. Kind of skimped out on the chest there. Okay. So now that we've applied our wash, this is still wet though. Now, we're going to close that up. I don't want to have that kind of a spill. Now, to start the basing of the model. So I'm just going to get a nice deep brown there. There we go. Seems good. Now I'm going to want to switch up the paintbrush for this, because this paintbrush is getting a little bit beaten up, and I don't want to be so mean as to use it for painting something textured like a base. I can't wait one more year and I get to move out. Okay. Now I just gotta get this base painted up here. Let's go around the trim first. water to this so I can try to spread it around a little bit easier throughout this base that has sand spread all over it. Because you'll find that when you have sand all over a base, it'll really, really like to absorb that paint. And you're not going to be able to get a lot of, like, paint spread. So you'll be sitting there just kind of fighting with it. And then after I have the whole base painted up with this brown, I'm going to be giving that a wash with the Agrax Earthshade as well. So here we have our base now. Giving a nice dusty brown there. Well, it's not really a dusty brown, but we'll just pretend it is. It's pretend! Then we're going to go back to our Agrax Earthshade here. Now, normally I'd probably want to wait till this was dry, but fuck it. We're just going to grab ourselves just a bunch of this. And just start plopping that down on top of the base there. Oh no, that's still really wet, actually. No, I'm gonna have to let that sit for a second, probably. Or even start, like, wiping some of the wetness away off of the base. Now, let's let that sit for a second. Well, we got that much done so far. So, pretty much there's just the basing left to do, and we already did the washes and all that. So there we go. So what time is it now? 2:15. Well, now it's time I'm just going to have a smoke before we wrap this up, before I finish up the base on this. I can put away most of these paints. Oh, that was a good thing I caught that. While we're here, we got 3 people on the line here. Do we got any Q&A, any questions? Any questions, comments, queries, or other Q or C-based words that require clarification as to a content of a subject? So we're going to get rid of all of these now. We don't need these now. Now I'm going to be pulling out, what is this? Game color Filthy Brown. And that's a great color. And we're going to want a little bit of Ulthrin Gray. Just a little bit of that. And we're going to want to let this dry, so I'm going to move this up here where it can get a little bit better airflow. And then I'm going to have a smoke. Okay, so do you buy this from a local game store or from Games Workshop themselves? That varies. Over the years, I have gotten models different ways. When I first started, I was getting models from a local hobby shop called Campaign Outfitters, which practically was the city's Games Workshop, because we didn't have one in the city. Game stores kind of come and go now. We do have a Games Workshop in Winnipeg now, and I do often visit there. A lot of the times, so I have made second-hand purchases off of like online classifieds, like Kijiji, eBay purchases. I've been given some, so I've made a lot of second-hand purchases to try to shave the buck a little bit, so that way I can kind of push the product. I can get more product for the buck that I'm spending, in a way. And the cat's gonna want to get let out too. And then I'll take after the stream's done, I'll take a picture of this guy here. It'll be a photo so it'll be in better resolution than this. And you'll be able to see it. So we'll see how well the job was done on the Bloodhound Space Marine Mark 6 stream. Fun stream, going to bed, appreciate the advice. Well, Pimp Sandwich, thank you for hanging out and during the painting stream. Let me know if you want me to keep doing these. I could keep doing these because it motivates me to do some painting. So, if there's an audience for me painting my models, I'll fucking do it. If people will watch me do it and be like, this is fucking awesome, I will paint the Bloodhounds chapter. There's about 500 Space Marines, so we have a ways to go. We've got lots to go for how much is actually left. This was just one Marine, one brother Marine. That's all we got done today. 1 out of 500. Meaning there's going to be lots and lots of content in the future. A Games Workshop store nearest to me got bombed by Black Lives Matter protesters the other day. Holy shit. Did they at least take the models, or did it's like, not did anybody get hurt, not was there a lot of property damage, did they take the models? It's like, were the models okay? Thanks, man. I hope you keep doing this and I'll keep showing up. Well, thanks, John. I'm not sure if it sounds weird. I don't recognize the name, so I think you're new. I think you were saying, or someone was new. So yeah, check us out in the Discord. It makes it easier just to be able to coordinate and stuff like that, and be able to give ideas and stuff like that. And also, you can share your own models, your own memes, all that. That's always good. Pimp Sandwich would like to see more. Good to hear. Good to hear. Jimmy Hats, if I get a camera. So good old Knives here. If I get a camera to film some painting, I'd do it. Sounds good. Well, okay, so let's see. Is this getting dried yet? It's just about there. I think it's just about there. It just needs, like, I just need to finish the smoke, and then it'll probably be. That's weird. Games Workshop was one of the only stores to clear their products off of the shelves before the looting. It's almost as if they knew it was going to happen. Okay, so that's still a little bit wet. But hopefully we should be able to add this wash and get this wrapped up. So, I'm going to grab a bunch of this wash here. And I am just going to just kind of slop it right onto the top. Now it's going to get absorbed right into that sand real quick. But it's going to make the texture of it show up more than just with the paint. And it's also going to help lock it in just a little bit more. As much as with this model, I don't need to worry about that. This paint, this sand has been, oh, it's a story. All right. Okay, so let's add a little bit more there. Looking good. And we just need to let that wash. And then there's a couple highlights, and then that would be the end of that. After the couple highlights on the base. But you see, that wash will make that a lot more broken up, so that way it is easier to see. Where can I find the Discord? In the description. I should get an actual username soon. It's not in the it's not in the description? Oh, okay. You can find the Discord in the About section of the channel. I'll have to change it so that way the Discord is added into the stream descriptions. It's in the descriptions of any of the normal videos of the non-live videos. You'll be able to find the Discord, but if you can't find it there, you'll find it in the About section, or Jimmy Hats can get you a link. So. Oh, I'm getting tired, sleepy. Ah. I just need to let this dry. Come on, dry. Yeah, you can share the link. Should work. Alright, so this guy's done. So tomorrow, if we do another stream, we'll have painting a Mark 7 errant pattern. Oh, sorry, not Aquila pattern, excuse me. The Mark 7 Aquila pattern Bloodhound Space Marine. So we'll get onto that tomorrow after we finish the highlight, which will require these last 2 paints, and then we will be done. This took a little bit longer than I wanted it to. This took a lot longer for one Space Marine, but I guess that's just what happened. If you can't get a link here, I can. I'll actually have to open up the page, because apparently in Streamlabs you can't send messages into the chat. I actually have to open up the stream to be able to do this, so let's get that for you. Oh, we already have it. Sweet. Okay, sweet. So I don't need to do that. Okay, so this guy just needs a tiny little bit more. It's a little bit more to go. And he's there. He just needs to get that base highlighted. Just need to dry it off. It's been given a lot of wash, and it was given a lot of wet paint. So maybe I could save that for another time. I don't know. It's getting kind of late at this point. I'm pushing it at this point. And I just gotta wait for it to dry. Now it's literally just waiting. It's just waiting for paint to dry. That's all we're doing. We're just waiting for wash and paint just to dry. I'm not even sure which company this guy's from. I just grabbed him from one of the boxes. I can figure it out. Until everybody is really painted, a lot of the squad organization, the actual like model per model squad stuff, some of that's going to be kind of be a little bit loose. I do want to thank everybody, though, for watching the stream, for following along, giving me some motivation to do some painting. Thank you, John Pruitt, for joining the Discord as Tic Tac. If you want to check out more videos, hit the subscribe button wherever it is. The notification bell, if you've not already. There's the like button. You can share the link with some friends if you think that they'll enjoy this, and if they'll want to see more Space Marines get painted in the future. Of course, there'll be old Space Marines and new Space Marines. There'll be these older models, and there'll be the new Primaris models. We'll be painting all sorts of different models. If you want to help out the channel, if able, of course, there's never any pressure to do this. If you want to see more painting videos like this, or new games, if you want to see new models and new games, you can donate to the channel, so that way there's some funds to be able to get new games and get new models. There's not been any sort of real set budget or things for that yet. That's all just been kind of optional. It's totally optional. So only if you ever want to, or if you can and want to. Always free. Try to play some different 40k games like Dawn of War, or I've been playing Doom. Yeah, that's right, Knives. Or playing Doom with different Space Marine mods, so that way it's 40k. So, oh, your friends don't like Warhammer? Oh, well. Jeez, you need to get new friends. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm obviously just kidding. This is still... It looks really wet. It is still really wet. Okay. Yeah, as you can see right there. It's still really wet, so... I might have to leave that one. So I'm not sure if I want to wait until 3 o'clock. Because it might take like half... I don't know. Could take a while. Sorry, Jimmy Hats. Did you already... Or Jimmy Hats. Now I'm getting mixed up. I'm getting overtired here, or whatever. I'm getting tired. John Pruitt. Sorry, did you say what armies you play? I'm gonna have to scroll up in the chat here. So you got into it from Astartes. All right, take it either. Take it either. Oh man, I'm getting way too tired. I'm getting sleepy. Yeah, take it easy, Knives. So John Pruitt, do you play tabletop, or sorry, do you have an army? Sorry if I've already asked you this before and you answered. Raven Guard man. Okay, yeah, I'm just really tired at this point because it's like 2:30 and I should have gone to sleep like half an hour ago, so forgive me. Okay, Raven Guard. So yeah, I would say I would start off with a black spray, and then I forget if it's the helmets. I think that it's the helmets that are white. So I would paint those gray, leaving some of the areas around the trims black, so that way there's just the flat surfaces that are being gray, and then inside that, so that way there's a little bit of that black line and a little bit of that gray line. Inside the gray, you do then want to go to the white, or even up, you know, if you want to go higher and higher grays, you can do that too. But I think really just a single gray is good. You go from black to gray to white, and that's a really good way to paint white. So you'll be able to get a nice looking white helmet without it being like a dirty looking white helmet where you just put on a wash and then you paint it with a little bit of white over top, or without it being just like a white helmet with no texture to it. That's the worst. White is a difficult paint to tame, but once you get it, oh, it's perfect. So I'm just waiting for this. I'm just waiting for this wash on this base to dry, so that way I can give it a little bit of a dry brush. That's all I'm waiting for it to do. So maybe, in fact, I don't know what would happen if I were to... I don't know if this is a bad idea or not. I'm going to take a little piece of paper towel, and I'm going to dab the base the tiniest bit. Just to try to get a little bit of that moisture off. Just to try to get a little bit of the moisture away. Alright, we'll see you next one. I guess if we're at 2.5 hours, we'll wrap up. Because, I mean, really doing this highlight is... I want to go to sleep. So we're going to wrap this up. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, John Pruitt. If you subscribe, there'll be like a... I need to make it like a Space Marine or something. It's just like a zombie right now. If you subscribe. But yeah, so we will go to our wrap-up.
Well, I see by the clock on a wall that it's time to bid you one and all goodbye.
Goodbye.
So long.
So long.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Adieu.
Adieu.
Be good.
Stay well.
Bye-bye.
Keep warm.
Relax.
At ease.
Take care.
Stay loose.
Adieu, mon vieux.
À la prochaine.
Goodbye till when we meet again.